right now it feels like it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. Like, in scrims, we beat one team, another team beats us, and then we hear that they beat the other team. It's like, who's the best? We don't know.
Hello and welcome back for our next Sunday matchup, excuse me. Team Liquid versus TSM.
Who's the best? We don't know.
We don't know. Well, with that, it's time to take a look at who's battling it out today. Selecting blue side, it is Team Liquid. In the top lane, Impact. In the jungle, Xmithy. In the mid, Pobelter. Bot double lift, support Ole. And their coach, Kane.
And challenging them on the red side will be TSM. In the top lane, Hanser. In the jungle, Grig. Mid lane, Bjergsen. Bottom Sven. Support Mithy and Coach Song. And this is one of the games that will determine, who is the best technically, right? Both these teams are 2-1 right now, so whoever wins will be tied at the top of the standings here at the end of the week.
Yeah, going to be tied with someone.
Someone.
There's a pretty big tie going on. Last game, though, we mentioned 100 Thieves having a wake-up call after week 1, and for Team Liquid, it seems like they took their loss against Golden Guardians very much to heart.
Yeah, we did see Team Liquid winning versus CLG yesterday. They had an excellent draft. I felt like they put more time after that loss to Golden Guardians in week 1 into the preparation and into their work, coming in this week. So definitely really liked a lot of the counter picks that were coming through in multiple stages, in multiple lanes. And we'll see how it unfolds and plays out for them this time. But definitely a good resurgence.
We'll see what the plan to break out against TSM, though, is, who suffered yet another loss against Clutch Gaming.
That's right. TSM's one loss is a little bit more recent here. Just yesterday, Clutch again was able to take them down. And TSM, they actually had opportunities for comebacks in that game. They made an early game mistake once again, invading on the blue side and splitting up. But they had the opportunity there with Grig, with a hero Nocturne ultimate into Steel Baron, buying them a lot of time. Still, though, even with that Baron steal that was able to get them to basically reset that stage of the game, they lost multiple 5 versus 4 team fights due to Febiv and Hakuo really outplaying them hard. So we'll have to see about TSM this time around. Are they still going to pick some more scaling compositions, and will they again, make these early invades in the early game that kind of make them play out the slower mid game and slower late games that people have really become accustomed to seeing with this team.
And I think Liquid, when they win, they tend to win pretty quickly, especially in Best of 1. So we'll see what they have prepared here versus TSM. They banned the Nocturne, taking that one away from Grig. They banned Swain as well, who has put in some flashiness. In fact, TSM felt the brunt of Forbidden Swain yesterday. But certainly when it's picked, it seems pretty good. Talia and Jax also banned away. So a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, the Jax is the most interesting one to me because, yes, that is a jungle pick as well as a top lane pick, but it hasn't been of especially high priority. So it must be something either from scrims or a specific counter pick that they're trying to get off of the table for themselves. And we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that one because it is a little bit out of the ordinary as far as the common bans right now.
Zoe is not, though, and Team Liquid do ban that as their third one, taking it off the table from Bjergsen. And we'll see what TSM have in store. Do they pick something a little more standard, or do they have some other research they've already done? We'll find out in 5 seconds as TSM line up their last ban of Phase 1.
Yeah. We also, I really like the matchup between these two teams.
That's Malphite.
So this is the second Malphite ban we've seen. We saw another one. So it has definitely been used in scrims, and you're laughing because we don't see him that often. But this is a champion, so much armor with the passive now and the shield. It's a very simplistic champion where you have a guaranteed hard engage, and it is definitely difficult for teams to play, a lot of either AD focus into or a lot of just even auto as attackers into it. And then kind of the similarity there with the Jackson Malphite. So definitely a targeted last 2 bans there from TSM. Very curious to see what the surprise is going to be. If it will be just a single crazy pick or if it will be an entire strategy that they are guarding against. Regardless though, the Fiora, definitely a very good pick, and Pobelter actually had a very good showing on the Fiora, or on the Aurelia, excuse me, Aurelia yesterday as far as the mid lane play.
Bjergsen also looked pretty good on the champ, so a nice takeaway there. One of the stronger mostly mid lane, but you can move it around if you like to bot or top lane. Rakan and Aatrox, so the first 2 picks for TSM.
All right, so Aatrox definitely going to be happy there after the 2 guard bans. I believe those are what the Jackson Malphite were kind of guarding against, and allows Haunter to be in a carry position. And I feel like Haunter, as we said so many times on different actually iterations even of TSM rosters, he does get overlooked sometimes, and especially when a lot of people are playing more of the tanks from the top side. But he is such a strong candidate, especially as North American talent for carrying this team. So we'll see about the Aatrox from the top side, because the bottom side for Team Liquid just got very spicy.
Love the Morgana counter pick, and Kaiser has been a staple basically since release, and Doublelift is no stranger to winning on that champion.
Yeah, the Morgana, we often see it into Rakan, Black Shield on your carry to try and protect against that engagement and allow either the Irelia or the Kai'Sa there to freely move throughout the team fight. Again, though, here, TSM actually racking up another support for the Lulu for themselves. Might be in the hands of Bjergsen, could definitely be swapped around. But Rakan as well as Lulu, a very potent kind of double support combination here that applies the hard engage as well as being able to protect and even sometimes supplement melee carries. Like a Lulu can very easily just work with an Aatrox, give him the extra attack speed, give him the knockup when he goes in for a double knockup off of Q.
Yeah, I was kind of ready for whatever Bjergsen's Aurelia counter pick was, but may just be a Lulu to try and neutralize. Mundo, though, continuing the trend of top lane tank banned by TSM. Again, trying to protect Haunter's Aatrox, and there's Xayah banned away. Definitely an option there for Sven, with Kai'Sa taken off the table. And TSM, one more top lane ban? Yeah, and why not? Take him down as well.
All right, Impact. Those are, I feel like, are more impact-focused bans here. As in the first round, we were kind of debating the Jax and the Malphite, and now definitely here, they don't want him on one of those more secure-feeling champions. Every time we see Impact on a carry, we're kind of like, he can pull it off, but how successful are Team Liquid going to be if he's not on one of those tanks to try and create some room for whoever is piloting the Kai'Sa, whether it is Doublelift, or Pro Belter, I guess.
Trundle also banned away, so different jungler here for Greg. Just really trying to think about what marksmen are left. Maybe Lucian, as Greg actually going to go back to Olaf. Chavin has shown up well on already during his time in the summer.
Yeah, definitely a very forward-facing composition here from TSM so far. Has a lot of charge buttons as they're looking to dive into whatever Team Liquid are going to pull out. Kai'Sa definitely is going to have a target on her back.
Maybe Renekton for Impact? A bit more of a bruiser, yep. Going to take the fight to Haunter in the 1v1. Takes the Renekton, and rounding out here by Xmithy. Played a lot of Sejuani, so certainly a strong option. Did receive some buffs in this patch.
Yeah, it should be a pretty standard then setup there from Team Liquid. The only kind of wrinkle is Aurelia being a mid laner now, who's been played so often in the mid lane. Is a little bit of a different look, but you're looking for that kill pressure, and it definitely can happen on things like Lulu if that is going to be the matchup. Besides that, though, probably going to be Doublelift and Ole at the bottom with that, Kai'Sa and Morgana. There's the lock-in. There are multiple melee champions here, again, for the Sejuani to work with to stack up those stuns. So probably going to be playing off those solo lanes once again.
All right, well, Liquid have played all but one standard game, and they lost horribly to Golden Guardians when they did
Vladimir.
non-standard bot lane. TSM, I believe, have played all standards so far, and with an Ezreal being hovered as the last pick here, certainly plenty of good marksman options left for Sven. He's played Varus already. We know that both these players are known Lucian players. I mean, Kai'Sa, I think, is the one you want the most, but you'll take Ezreal when you can get him, and that will be the option here for Sven.
Good old Sven Ezreal. He was getting flamed last split for picking it so much, but definitely works well with Rakan. And we'll have to see about the early jungle presence, because Greg on the Olaf, I feel like he should be able to move up and try and control some early scuttles. And we'll see how this fight over the solo lanes does go. With 4 bans from TSM being poured into Impact, this is definitely something that Impact is used to, having a lot of bans thrown his way, but it's definitely been focused and pushed onto this Renekton Aatrox matchup.
I think in general, it's interesting to see, with the way TSM are drafting, how much leeway Haunter is being given in this game. You know, who's on a good melee fighter in Aatrox. Sven is taking more of a, you know, a good scaling marksman, but not one that like screams, oh, like I'm a Kog'Maw or a Kai'Sa, let me hypercarry. Like, Bjergsen's playing Lulu. That should tell you about how little he's focusing on his individual performance this game and is maybe trying to buff up his teammates a bit more.
And I really like Lulu buffing up Aatrox. Like, Aatrox scales so well with attack speed. The knockup, he'll be in perfect placement for it to get bonus not only out of the knockup part of it, but also the extra health when Aatrox is low. You know, that little bit of extra health, meaning the difference between like proccing his passive and getting him out of, you know, his empowered state with the extra attack speed. I feel like Bjergsen should be using a lot of it on him, whereas Ezreal, like you're saying, is a good target, you know, if he's getting dove for some of those support skills, but not necessary.
Well, we'll have to see. It's a big matchup here between two semi-rivals, I suppose. Team Liquid are defending champions versus TSM. The many time champions.
Oh, baby. All right, so we have a Morgana, so there's possibility of bindings flying around early. You have to always be a little bit more careful. Looks like both teams will just be spreading out into the defensive openings, though, and just watching the river entrances. Always, though, have to keep in mind when there's an Olaf on the table, can go for those power moves, can go for the invades to try and push you off the buff. Doesn't look like it's going to happen here, though, as Bjergsen also playing very far up on the Lulu.
Looking for some poke here and there. Sven also looking for some, but ooh, double lift. Gets the first little bit. He's going to win out this trade. Sven wants some gold. Klepto Brocken. Might not be worth it, actually. Double lift looks for the plasma. Brock gonna find it!
Oh!
Forcing the flash away.
You got a sly sack of gold. I don't know how sly it was. He almost had to die for it, and as you said, burned his flash. I don't know. So, in those situations, because Doublelift knows he's got his last auto and the Q coming off, I mean, that was definitely playing it as close to the line as you can get there for Sven. At least for his sake, he can be like, hey, guys, at least my Klepto, you know, I did get a gold a little bit. See if it's worth, though, if, you know, any early pressure down bottom lane results in some denial.
Remember, here on Rivalry Sunday, it is most important to swear your allegiance, spam either TL or TSM in the Twitch chat. And we'll let you know who's winning based on how well you spam. Oh, YouTube chat as well. There you go. Anywhere you are, spam it.
You can create
Twitter,
a spirit
Facebook
bomb
status.
in whatever chat you choose.
Make a sign, hold that up in the arena, yell it out in your house, tell your dog, whatever it is. Oh, nice binding.
All right, Sven is most damage received in this game so far by a mile.
YTL are winning the vote. And double lifted all late. Kind of forcing some defensive posturing here. We'll see how Sven and Mythic can get through, but they are real good at just kind of chugging through lanes some way, somehow. Team Liquid, unsurprisingly, they do willing to get aggressive early as Bjergsen getting the lane pushing in, poking Pobelter under his turret. Aurelia, very good, but perhaps vulnerable to this early harassment. Bjergsen, great stun though. They're not going to follow up with a Q, unfortunately.
Yeah, Bjergsen got the slow off there right before it landed. So Pobelter, even during the stun duration, couldn't get close enough to go for a trade. I don't know if he would have really even wanted to, as the minion wave was also arriving, but a little interaction there. You can see here from the early levels, Renekton notoriously strong early, especially with press the attack still. Since your W not only stuns, but applies, you know, counts as double autos, you can easily get the 3 proc. This one, he definitely wants to go in. He's got the W there. Pobelter going for the trade and pushing the wave nicely for himself.
Great poly there from Bjergsen, but looks like Scuttlecrab instead going to go over to double lift.
Yeah, so nice to have a support with hard CC ability to be able to take these crabs as a pushing bottom lane. So double lift and Ole rewarded for, you know, all of their damage that they were able to deal to Sven early on and kind of bully him around and push up their lane with the extra money from the Scuttle Crab. And that means both Scuttle Crabs controlled by Team Liquid, with Grigg there on the Olaf, just hard farming his jungle camps. Olaf's very good at it. You start your own blue, can just power through all of them.
See the pressure continues. Ole hits a binding that Mithy ducked away from, so he hits Sven instead. Now the tower's starting to take a couple of pot shots as well. Ole collecting max value to support item. And again, damn it, that's enough! Just an easy kill on Timothy. Guardian was down, he couldn't flash anywhere.
This is such a one-sided match here in the bottom side. Seems like Team Liquid are just slugging TSM bottom lane members in the face over and over. Eventually, Ole lands another binding and they just drops.
And Ole again zoning, misses that binding, but just forcing Sven off the wave.
Yeah, let's get another replay here. Ole again. He has played Morgana for quite a long time. He was landing bindings previously on Sven. This one right in the face of Mithy and double lift. Instant reaction, W, a couple autos, and the Q there is enough to take down the Rakan for first blood.
And remember, Sven still does not have his flash. Mithy did save his, but Ole didn't even need Ignite to finish off that kill. So the TL pressure will continue here in the duo lane.
It is. Must feel good there for double lift,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Kicked off a TSM, replaced by the European duo. Absolutely slamming them this game. But again, he's one of the biggest, most outspoken AD carries as far as, all right, laning phase is one thing, but it is so much about how you're going to be able to play with your team. And all that matters is the W in the end.
Team Liquid off to a good start. 1,000 gold ahead due to all this bot lane pressure.
Yeah, and it feels super nice to have a Kai'Sa. You don't even need to send extra gold into this Kai'Sa. Double Lift is just earning extra gold for himself. One of the best scaling champions that we have in the entire game. This is not, a smite mid Kai'Sa. Oh, we're gonna give him all these jump camps and the mid lane. No, he's just gonna, do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Kill his lane
the
opponents.
champions. Certainly is a classic. His impact still getting good damage down here with the Haunter. Both ding 6. Haunter a bit behind in farm, but will catch up. Should be about a wave behind. Gets all those minions. Still the pressure mounts here in the bot side though. Double Lift and Ole, no reason to do anything other than push.
Yeah, Double Lift, most gold in the game easily after the first blood. Plenty of CS for himself as well. And Team Liquid, yeah, they'll be very happy to keep this game on its current trajectory. Interesting roam here though with the level 6 Aurelia. They've got a lot of crowd control. Grig is in the area, but might not even be enough.
Haunter has no passive, just a flash. Dark Flight's away, gonna have to flash. Does get out of the way. No ult from Xminty, but the flash in. There's the Vanguard's edge. Haunter gonna pop the Matsker, and his passive does not proc. It's Impact that gets it.
Yeah, most definitely will not be enough, as they're easily able to take him down. Team Liquid winning both sides of the map. Nice roam. Meet up here from Smithy and Pobelter. Old Immortals duo that were picked up in tandem for this squad. Coming down. It was the level 6 already attained for Pobelter, so he doesn't even throw out an E that could miss. He's just going to nail him with the ult flash right there and instantly stack up stuns. No recourse there for Haunter. Had already used his flash, already used his Dark Flight. And Team Liquid, oh my
God! Ignite down again. There's the killer instinct. Double is looking for it. Ole gets the credit on the end for the Ignite, and Sven also takes a big chunk.
I mean, after the first 2 games of the day that we had that were so back and forth, Team Liquid, seems like they're saying we're having none of that. And this is Infernal Drake on top of how hard they are winning both sides of the map here. That is going to make it, difficult. As TSM are like, okay, guys, we got to farm for late now. Try not to die anymore. We're just trying to farm up at our turrets. Team Liquid are not going to allow, that recourse for them. There's going to be no extra time in this game for them to farm up. And it's not like they've got super crazy scaling to rely upon later.
It's also not like TSM are even the ones maybe overplaying some of these early situations and getting themselves into places where they need to wait and scale. TL are just outclassing him here in the
Ole's just sniping him right now. I mean, throws out another binding right here. He moves up through the minion wave. I don't know, Mithy tries to answer him with a Q there from Rakan. I mean, throwing out that skill shot at the same time, that is not going to be a good trade if they both play. And Bjergsen now is the next target.
Collapse stun, cleanses out, pops the wild growth on himself. Grig Ragnaroking up, Pobelter trying to dodge back around. Bjergsen with the watch as Grig is able to get a kill on the board for TSM.
Much needed answer here from TSM to put a stop to this bleeding as Grig finally makes his presence felt. Shows up on Olaf, runs straight through, protects Bjergsen, and Bjergsen does have to use the stopwatch. That was very close to being a 1-for-1 as Pobelter went back in, but That mastery does deny the gold and experience there for Team Liquid as Bjergsen timely stopwatch usage. Anyways, here's how it started. Goes in for the ward clear. There he sees Smithy roaming around the top side. Grig arrives just in time. They do see the stacks there from Sejuani, and so that's Pobelter tried to go back in for the burst damage, but Pobelter was able to immune it with his stopwatch usage. Get TSM a little something back in this game.
Nice catch from Grig as well. Sejuani ult straight to the face.
Yeah, I mean, not getting that one around me.
Yep.
Ragnarok popped up, so he didn't really feel that one.
No, well played 2v2 there for TSM. Some kills go over in their direction. Well, and again, still under fire, but finally pushing the lane in their direction.
Yeah, and I would say for TSM side, they have to start trying to count their blessings. At least the bottom lane kills were over to Ole, and he was the one getting the last hits on them, so not all of the money was funneled into Double Lift. But despite that, Double Lift still does have the most gold in the entire game because of the CS work that they're doing down there, and of course the assists still do give that percentage. So even without that, could be worse.
We'll see if it gets worse. There's Oleg, another nice binding. Double Lift returning to lane. See Grig here just chilling out. Waiting for Pobelter to maybe leap forward onto that cannon creep. Well, it's a little too close now. Stun looked for it, doesn't get it. Bjergsen instead just peppers him with a Pix empowered autos.
This is a high percentage play, even though we're saying, oh yeah, Grig was just sitting in that bush for quite a long time. It's a pretty high percentage play to wait and brush around those matchups.
Flash out from Ole, pops the black shield on himself. Doesn't get any other cooldowns, but
yeah, actually, that was a good evasive maneuvers from Mithy and from the TSM duo. He doesn't have to spend any flash. That's Ole's flash down. This bottom lane that has been kind of a punching bag does kind of get the upper hand in this exchange, and no flash on the Morgana post level 6 is actually a decently big win for them.
San Jose can 2,000 gold though. It's the lead for Team Liquid, so it's still looking good here as Haunter in a very big CS hole in the top side. His tower also pretty low.
Yeah.
Counter pick working out real nice for Impact despite 4 bans.
Yeah, Impact here on the Renekton, bullying him around. Got a little bit of help from the roam of Pobelter and Smithy there to get the kill early, and Impact was the one to get the kill credit on that, which was able to fund his early Black Cleaver. But man, once this turret drops as well, the map kind of explodes for Team Liquid. They have the front line of Sejuani, Aurelia, and Renekton that are just diving forward, looking for those kills, stacking multiple stuns, all of them bringing those stuns to front. And once these outer turrets start to drop for TSM, is really when the floodgates open and they allow the offensive calls here for Team Liquid to take place. Speaking of which, though,
yep, Pobelter flashes early. Ole there with a great black shield. May have saved his teammates, still trying to run after. Bjergsen gets a slow. That is going to be enough. Pobelter going to try and buy some time. Grig, though, picks up TSM's second kill.
Yeah, the speed boost shrine, not quite enough. TSM keep up the chase, and they do get another kill for themselves. So even though they lose their bottom turret, and Double Lift, as you can see, is pushing all the way up to the secondary turret, TSM need to get gold wherever they can. So getting another kill onto Pobelter is at least getting some scraps back for themselves.
Double Lift's gold lead, though, continues to grow. He got solo turret gold after that, thanks to all the pressure they got. Impact going to make it 2 turrets to 0. He cleans up the top turret as well. Blue buff, not going to get stolen. Bjergsen does secure it for himself, but just with the Rage Blade now finished, Double Lift on his own is applying so much pressure.
Yep, side lane's definitely doing a lot of work here for Team Liquid. Meanwhile, we're going to have TSM still trying to get someone with a decent amount of damage items to be able to, make some better team plays for themselves. Sven right now is trying to work it up here on the Ezreal. He does have the Sheen burst damage as well as working to transform towards Muramana on the Ezreal. But Haunter up there on top side has been full defensive mode ever since the early stages of the game, buying health crystals and armor for himself to not give over any more kills to Impact side.
TL,
though.
now just going to take this Rift Herald out. TSM, I don't think they have really a fight to play for, but Grig and Bjergsen are collapsing on the objective.
Yeah, right now Team Liquid made the call to have Pobelt or Split Push. He does not have teleport. This is a mid lane Ignite Aurelia that is split pushing on the bottom side, so that's why TSM, even being down in the state of the game right now, are able to push them off the Rift Herald. Still though, even with seeing that Aurelia and knowing that it's a 5v4, they aren't able to like take the Rift Herald for themselves because they are in such a dangerous spot right now. And Team Liquid still have control over the neutral objectives in this map. Easily rotate over to the Dragon and pick this one up first.
Yep, easy Drake for themselves, with Smithy not even needed for his smite. Because Team Liquid will collect it. And again, we talk about, you know, kind of where TSM are putting some of their power. In Haunter in the top side, in Sven on his Ezreal in the bot. Those two laners are at least 1,000 gold behind their counterparts. Bjergsen is the only one, even he's on Lulu this time around. To be fair, he's got to finish Morello, so something a bit different, but he's at least getting his farm. But TSM are going to have to wait a number of minutes to, I think, find something a little closer to even.
Yeah, they've got one outer turret left to huddle around and try and defend the mid. Definitely the most important, but it still makes it difficult. As you can see, all their vision in defensive positions right now to try and you know, see any of these Team Liquid moves coming. Regardless though, with Rift Herald up, Team Liquid, very easy for them to just take another neutral objective without actually having confrontation. You know, Bjergsen is bottom this time, so they see the mid laner that doesn't have teleport also down there. And it signals, you know, easy Rift Herald for them to pick up.
Ran through at his ult, but I don't think he was aiming there. Bjergsen is trying to get a turret back for TSM, so at least will open up something into his team back gold.
Good trade.
But that Rift Herald's probably going to mean that mid-outer is going to go down, so TL are more than happy with what's transpiring. Bjergsen does take down the bot outer turret.
I was wondering if Team Liquid would hold on to this Rift Herald longer to wait and see if they would get a pick-off somewhere and get another kill somewhere, because you can easily get 2 turrets with it if you first get a kill. But yeah, as you said, they just want to get the entire outer ring down as quickly as possible to try and move in and move up the ward lines into the deeper vision for themselves.
Yeah, checking in with kind of where people are at as far as itemization. Pobelta, Trinity Force Rush, feeling happy there. And looks like Impact, with the Black Cleaver already done, working on maybe GA or probably Essence Reaper.
And double lift here with the 193 CS
good.
already with the Nashor's plus Rage Blade for himself.
He didn't have that on a check, by the way.
He has, oh my god, he has exactly 100% attack speed with the extra dagger that he bought at level 10. That feels so good to just perfectly hit your evolution 16 minutes into the game. He already not only has the Rage Blade passive stacking up, but he can go invisible in these team fights as well. Team Liquid definitely feel like they're ready to fight, even though it's so early in the game. And they're doing their due diligence, you know, moving up their ward line first, being you know, good boys, doing their homework.
Yep. Double Lift, though, has already shown his willingness to fight from level 1. So now at level 11 with rank 2 ulti, will not be afraid of starting an altercation as TSM still have to play defensive for, let's call it at least 10 minutes, Kobe.
All right. We can definitely call it 10 minutes. They always have your eye open, you know, for an opportunity to punish a mistake, but definitely true as far as them being the ones to start it off. A Rakan still explosive champion. You know, you can punish mistakes very quickly if a member of TSM moves out of position, away from Ole and away from the Black Shield. Does it look like that's happening? You know, as of yet, though, as Team Liquid moving as 4 members to make sure that nobody gets picked off while they're removing this vision.
Nice from Smithy to not commit his ultimate. I thought Sven had been caught by another Ole Dark Binding, but not to be this time around, as Bjergsen is trying to flush Pobelta out of the top lane. I mean, TL, I think they would maybe think about an early Baron, but it's not even up yet for a minute 45.
Well, they are calling Impact over on the Renekton, having him move up. So they might actually just try and brute force one of these secondary turrets. Haunter on Aatrox for TSM, just trying to shove the wave as long as possible until, you know, Team Liquid force a dive or something, in which you would try and teleport.
Great pop Predator actually jukes around the Aurelia stun. Doesn't have to use the ultimate, but Team Liquid, no wave left to try and siege. Nice little move there from Grig, actually. But still, Double Lift is so strong.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid also still just kind of fishing for some bindings here. Ole's had such good accuracy so far that, you know, why not move up and look for a couple more at the secondary turret. If they don't see, if none of them land, then they just back right off. Impact can get back down to the bottom in time to catch the wave and get it pushing again. In time for the Baron. 45 seconds on that one. But another Infernal Drake coming up. I always like to take the Infernal Drake first, you know, before we rotate over to Baron, even if there's a, 30 to 40 second discrepancy in the spawn timer, because if you mess up the Baron fight, then, there's a lot more left on the map for the other team to take.
Yeah, bad things happen. It's not great when you lose your Infernal, and it makes Baron easier.
Oh!
There's Impact finds a Stunner to Sven. The ult, though, not fast enough.
Yeah, I don't know if they are quite on the same page there. What you would want to do, obviously, would have Renekton stun, immediate Sejuani ultimate to lock him up, but they're going to be able to push on mid anyway.
Yeah, enough pressure to take down yet another turret. Team Liquid make it 4-1 in turrets as Grig finally eats a magnetic binding.
It's a special ability unlocked by Ole
Yeah.
and the experienced Morgana players.
Double is channeling in front of an axe. He's going to have to delay that recall timer. Infernal Drake is up in 15 seconds, so we'll see if TSM can maybe sneak in and grab it. Double F does have TP, though. You're going to have to be quick about it.
Yeah, he's going to use it here. Team Liquid know they're going to try and rush for it, but can they even stop it? TSM have all 5 members in place.
Well, good vision as well. They've cleared it all out, looking for someone. W doesn't find any.
Smithy?
So he's going to get in there. Might just go for the steal, start the team fight after. He grabs it and gets out. Smithy turns the trick again.
Why even question it? As soon as you see Smithy on the map by the objective, it's like, oh, wait a second. That is not your dragon, my friend. Makes it look so easy, just slipping in for the steal. Pre-casts his W on Sejuani, moves in with a smite combo, and snags it away.
Well, now does Baron to worry about. As Infernal Drake
Oink.
has been picked up by Team Liquid for 3 total Drakes. TSM getting shut
Man.
out of the big monsters on the map so far.
Yeah, TSM just getting bullied this whole game. Feels like Team Liquid, give him a little bit of hope there, then steal his lunch money. No Infernal for you. And now it is double stacked Infernals on top of the Ocean Drake and control, over the vision around Baron. Still kind of waiting for TSM to wake up here. 2 kills that TSM did get were both on Grig, on the Olaf, which is not a great late game scaling champion. He's put that money towards some defenses, does have the adaptive helm, but that's not gonna, help them survive that much longer in these team fights. And it does look, pretty dire here for TSM.
I think the confidence that Liquid are displaying right now is the truly impressive thing to me. This was how, when they were dominating in the back half of the spring and onto their eventual finals run, which they swept, it was this kind of play. Very calculated, very confident, and just kind of knew what to do at every stage of the game. As Impact looking for a solo kill onto Haunter, he's going to get the passive. Impact needs a little bit more, charging on some Fury, but Haunter trying to fight. Not enough as Impact takes him down.
I mean, yeah, they're not able to fight back here. Polymorph goes down onto Smithy. That's just going to delay the tower pushing. Impact with his solo kill onto Haunter gets free time down on bottom side, and that is going to put more pressure cross-map on the Baron.
Aptly named Colden there from Impact. Haunter just nothing to fight with here. TL growing that gold lead about 6K now. And with all this pressure from Impact with his teleport, this is an easy avenue for TL to start Baron if they want to.
I mean, we've been talking so much about all the changes that went in this year, and Team Liquid spending all this money in the offseason and completely turning around the squad with all these new members, all-stars, finishing #1 last split. This looks like total domination of one of the teams that's supposed to be their rivals. And you talk about the confidence of the players. Also, if you pay attention to social media, Steve, Liquid, has actually been very confident as well. Tweeted out well ahead of time, well ahead of the match, by the way. A little bit of trash talk towards Reggie and towards TSM as they're able to also back up the trash talk so far in this game. It's only 23, almost 24 minutes into the game, but it's been such a one-sided affair that it doesn't seem like TSM have much to say about it.
Yeah, and right now Liquid again just giving Doublelift a bit more farm, getting vision back around the Baron. He's got a lot of gold to spend when he wants to go back.
Well, we got to look at it from the difficult perspective here.
Because what can TSM do?
Exactly. They've drafted this Lulu Rakan. They have 2 supportive champions on their side, and they have the possibility, of a quick engage, but they've been spread out and they've been dominated on both sides of the map, so they haven't really had a chance to bring that together. Ezreal there, Sven does have his Trinity Force. His Muramana has transformed, but they really are going to have to use some surprise tactics here to be able to get themselves an opening. And Team Liquid, they've been very good at kind of holding hands here, removing the opportunity for TSM to punish anyone being out of position. So they just continue to move through the jungle as a group and take away those openings.
Yeah, it's going to be 4v4 at best, given how much pressure Impact has in his side lane as Doublelift is able to steal away TSM's blue. Once again, TSM rush back towards the Baron pick because they know they need to check it with no vision.
Yeah.
But now the buys have come out. I think Doublelift is going to spend a big chunk of money soon. He's got almost 2,300 gold left. He's going to hit the recall button.
Yeah.
See what he goes back for, because whatever's about to happen is real tough for TSM.
Definitely going to be tough. Aatrox does at least have Rage Blade plus Titanic completed, so some core items, just not as many as the Team Liquid members, because Doublelift, you mentioned, 3 now. His Mercurial's been upgraded. This Kai'Sa is definitely fully online for Team Liquid, and TSM are going to have to find a way to put a stop to it. Now they've been grouped up.
Stacked together. Need to find a good angle for this initiation. Look at Mythy, see what he can get done. Look for Horta maybe with a big flank. Team Liquid all grouped here in mid. TSM, I think, knowing that this is one of their few opportunities coming up to try and take something back away from Team Liquid.
All right, 35 seconds here on the Mountain Drake. If Team Liquid easily take this one up, which it looks like they do, because you can see the recalls being channeled from TSM. In the state of the game right now, they can't really force a 5-on-5 straight out without a surprise initiation or something like that. So with this Mountain Drake, if it does go over to Team Liquid, again, they're the ones. Kai'Sa's so good at taking Baron already since her passive, percentage damage and Rage Blade stacks up so quick, but now they're going to have side lane pressure. They can push both side lanes first. Oh, actually, TSM are making their big move.
Yeah, they see an opportunity. Oh, Mythy's way too far forward. Olay gonna look. Here's Xmithy, maybe trying to tag Hornsa, but he flights over the wall. Impactor with a big TP flank. Burns the ultimate, now gonna move back in. The ult is good, but I think the Ragnarok may have kind of stopped most of it.
Yeah, in fact, went for the stun onto Olaf there, actually. And Grieg just pops his ult, runs on out.
Poke there from Doublelift, though. Does land in onto Grieg. Still the Mountain Drake up for the taking. Impact gonna go back bot side. Make sure they have priority there. So this Drake will go over to Team Liquid, but TSM get out from the trap that Liquid set.
Yeah, they get out, buy themselves some more time, but at what cost? And now the Mountain Drake puts so much more pressure on burning down Baron. And again, Team Liquid have priority over every single lane. They can push out the side waves first and force TSM to come to them.
And that's the thing, right? It's very slow here from Team Liquid in the mid game because they know all they have to do is not make mistakes, play the clean, disciplined game they showed off in spring, and they'll be golden. All the flashy stuff already happened in the laning phase with Doublelift level 1, with the bindings from Olay. And TSM are the ones continually ask the question, what are you going to do to find your way back into this game? Because the avenues available to you are very quickly closing.
Well, with Rift Rivals only a couple weeks away, we're constantly looking at the North American teams that are going to be representing North America there. Team Liquid, definitely this is the way that you would want to enter another international tournament. Looking much, much stronger here after the small hiccup that they had early on in the splits.
TSM again just trying to get some vision, but Team Liquid playing very patient. Jackson does get tagged by a Kai'Sa W. No massive surge of AP just yet for Double Lift. No Zonius, which you've seen. No Rabadon, which is also something you commonly see, but it's going to get there. Again, onto Sejuani, but pretty tanky. Mythic forced to burn a stopwatch. Going to dance back away. Ult is going to miss from Xmithy, but he's still unstoppable as Impact also looking for a couple stuns. Pobelta looking for the long flank. They're not going to go for it.
Yeah, a lot of damage kind of taken there by the front lines. Everybody backs off for now. There is an Ocean Drake on Team Liquid's side, so Smithy should be able to heal up, whereas TSM gonna have slight health deficits as they go to face check.
Yeah, it's finally time for TSM to make a move. Liquid will force their hand. Impact hanging out in a brush. There's no vision they can get. Grig gonna try and run in. He's got his flash. He's gonna try and go for a steal. Baron is over. Team Liquid will take the fight. They'll take down Grig. Impact low, but he's got a GA. He'll revive as his team finishes off the Baron, and now Double It. Killer Instinct over the wall. He's looking to clean everybody up. He grabs one. He's gonna make it two. Now Bjergsen is in his eyes for the triple kill, but it's Pobelta dancing forward into the stun. Impact gets it over, but Pobelta outplays the mid lane.
After some strong laning from Team Liquid, there's finally a half-hearted team fight, but it is too little too late. Baron picked up for TL, 5 members strong, running through the TSM base.
Might just be enough to close the game out right now. They are so far ahead in gold. They've been so good around the map, and these Nexus turrets will mount. Liquid, they may have started their season with one slip-up, but they are back to business as usual, and business is good.
Business is very good today for Team Liquid.
And that's kind of the thing. I got flashbacks from their run in spring, from their like playoffs and how well they played in their finals. It's like they had so many ups and downs, and when they finally figured it out, Liquid looked untouchable and rightly won the split. It's only near the end of week 2, Kobe, and Liquid already feel like they're back to form. That is a scary prospect.
Yeah, I mean, people's opinions change so quickly here with best of ones. You know, you get beat by Golden Guardians one game, everyone's, oh, super worried, they can't play Vladimir, and then...
I mean, they can't play Vladimir, at least not in the bot lane.
And you win one here in very convincing fashion versus TSM, and all of a sudden, the scales swing back the other way.
Well, Double Lift with a deserved smile, but Liquid know that it's still a long season ahead for TSM. It's the same, shown a lot of good, but certainly some hiccups here in the start of their season as they try and put together their roster. Grig joining a team. Still feels like they're integrating the changes there in spring. Kind of a lot to think about, but to give us some insight on that game, we're going to send it over to Ovally and Team Liquid's Blade Dancer in the mid lane.
Thanks, guys. Pobelta, congratulations on that win. With that victory, you guys are now floating around in the top of the standings. Before we started the interview, you just said that now everyone's going to think you got carried. What did you think of your performance today?
I think I just did my job, but I just looked at the damage charts and I dealt like almost no damage, and I think I'm the only one on our team that died, so that feels bad.
What a feeder. But I want to ask you, we just started the spring split. What are your goals looking forward?
Our goal is to win.
What about you personally? Any self-improvement?
This split I wanted to practice a lot more, being comfortable taking like bigger risks, because at MSI I don't think I was that comfortable playing really aggressively and testing my limits. And then I kind of realized, like, you know, you could just have to be okay with taking like 50-50 plays and just trusting that your mechanics are going to be better. So that's like kind of a bad mindset sometimes, when the best thing to do in game is to just play as safe as possible, and then just like if your team is winning, you're going to win. So there's like a limit, of course. I'm not going to like throw the game randomly for my team, but that's like my own personal goal.
Well, congratulations again on the win. And for more on the game, let's hear from the State Farm analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Ovally. Team Liquid picking up the win here over TSM, moving to 3-1. First thing I want to take a look at is the team compositions. We did see that Aurelia fall into the hands of Pobelta. More so what that means is that Bjergsen was relegated to the Lulu of all picks there in the mid lane.
Yeah, doesn't really make a lot of sense as a holistic unit. Like Lulu Olaf, good skirmishing 1v2 or 2v2 in the early mid game. Olaf's very strong. Then you can buff up the Aatrox if you're diving in there. But, like, where's the damage come from in this comp? You're going to get outscaled by Kai'Sa. The Aurelia is going to become a more useful 1v1 champion than Lulu. The Renekton Aatrox, like, that's your one advantage in the entire map. And then if things don't go well, you have nothing else to fall back on, which is what happened this game.
Impact winning the CS battle in the top lane. Down in the bot lane, as Pobelter mentioned, his team was really the ones doing the work while he went along for the ride. Ole coming up big on the Morgana signature pick, binding after binding landing.
Yeah, and even after the level 1 with the flash being down for Sven, made these all the more threatening. It gave them a huge advantage early on in the lane. You can see just under turret kill. Here he weaves around the outside of the minion. Mithy doesn't want to juke towards the Kai'Sa, jukes up. Another kill. It was pretty brutal for the TSM bottom lane, but Ole has had Morgana as his signature pick for a while. Anytime he can get his hands on it, it's always good to see what he can do.
Our next slice of gameplay comes around the Baron pit, an ace to follow. Let's pull that one up and talk our way through it.
Yeah, I mean, this was a lot later in the game where TL just kind of grinded them down, made better plays over time. And this isn't like a super clean turn where half the people on TL are on the Baron, some people are over the wall scaring them away, but they have the GA to protect him. They finish the Baron off, and then they're just so far ahead. They hop the wall, kill everyone. There's no way TSM can even team fight them. And then the game's over right after, so they just run it up mid.
They're down double Infernal Drakes, the Baron's gone. I mean, TL had a pretty sound victory here, all things considered. As you saw, Pobelter was the only one to even die on the team. 9 kills for the rest of them. Like, it wasn't close. We think TL outdrafted them. TL had a better early game. TL had better macro. TSM didn't make really any moves that would pull them back into it.
Right.
It was a really sound win for TL.
Yeah, and the both of you had predicted TSM to win this game, citing consistency in the play that you had seen up to this point in the first 3 games. But, I mean, where did it all fall apart? I mean, you already told me they got outdrafted and then didn't have anything to do in the early game. Where was the source of recourse for TSM in this game?
I don't know. That's the tough thing, is because sometimes you do your prediction and, you know, the Optic FlyQuest game happens and it's crazy and the drafts aren't what you thought they're going to be. This time around, I didn't like TSM's draft, but just based off what you saw out of them this game, it's not like I would have re-bet on them if they got a better draft. Like, I thought TL looked much, much better.
Just looked stronger.
Yeah, if I could go back knowing this and TSM gets a better draft, I'm still taking TL because they looked super good this game.
Well, that's interesting. So you're telling me that what TL showcased in this game actually bumps them kind of above in your power ranking regardless of draft per se.
Yeah, there's 2 things going on, right? It's Team Liquid now. This is the 3rd game where they've had a well-thought-out bot lane duo with Bjergsen on a marksman and Ole on a support. And coming into the season, maybe even coming into this game, I wasn't sold on Ole's synergy with Doublelift because of what happened at MSI. I think it's fine. I think they're actually playing very well. And then trying to think about what I was thinking was going to be positive for TSM, I think, okay, Bjergsen and Greg have actually looked really good together. Sven and Mithy have always been solid, and Hauntzer wins most 1v1 matchups. I'm like, great.
None of those things
happen, but I also don't know if they're going to happen in the future because it failed against Clutch. It failed here. The FlyQuest win was their one impressive win. They were down 5,000 gold against COG before getting a miracle fight. They didn't make semifinals in spring, right? The alarm bells really are kind of, I'm listening to them now rather than just seeing them.
You heard them, but you were ignoring them. No,
TSM's got this. Just give them some time to recover. Just wait until later in the season. It's becoming pretty... I'm becoming a pretty big skeptic.
There's 2, but it's scary.
Yeah, they've always been not super proactive in the early game, but we were saying like, oh, well, they found their way to not be super proactive in the metagame and still scale and be good. But it's this, like Jat's saying, there's been so many early games now where they don't come out ahead with any discernible leads, and you're not guaranteed better than teams in the late game now.
Right.
How do you win?
Jat, if I'm trying to pull from trends over 4 games, I'm looking at the 2 wins coming on Aurelia, the 2 losses coming on picks like Anivia and the Lulu here. Anivia and Lulu both speak to me as being less proactive in a sense. Lulu can get out of the lane, I suppose, but the Aurelia pick, maybe where that kind of mid-jungle duo was really shining. But then as soon as that pick gets removed, first rotation by Team Liquid, does Bjergsen not have another champion to play in the current meta?
Well, Lulu, I think everyone's trying to figure out what that pick should be in the mid lane. I think, honestly, when you're up against Aurelia, the melees have actually been the only things that have seemed effective. It looks like Aurelia punishes and disables almost any ranged one. But there's still a lot of stuff going on for TSM, and it's the curse of playing best of ones. It's so difficult to try and put together the big picture because this could also just be Team Liquid being really good. They're the defending champions of the NALCS, and they smash people in the playoffs. So they played really well. It's just been a lot of mishaps for TSM.
TL living up to their title here to move to 3-1 at the end of week 2. We're stepping away. When we return, it's Clutch and Counterlogic Gaming brawling it out in Game 4. Don't go anywhere.
Oops, that's where you are shaking my monitor a little bit there with your foot.
Yeah, sorry. I drank like half a Red Bull, so now I'm really insane.
Oh shit, you're fucking online?
Yeah, like now I can't flip it up.
Ole collecting max value. The support item. And again, damage backing up. Just an easy kill on Smithy. Back needs a little bit more touch on some Fury, but Honda trying to fight. Not enough as Impact takes him down.
I'm going at Atrox behind. He dead. 3 seconds.
No flash.
He's dead.
We can end.
Nice, clean, fucking clean.
Liquid, they may have started their season with one slip-up, but they are back to business as usual, and business is good!
Welcome back to Assist of the Week. During CLG versus 100 Thieves, we saw CLG chase 100 Thieves up in the top lane. For a moment, it looked like 100 Thieves would get away. Then, Darshan unleashed Call of the Forge God, hitting a brain-rattling 3-man knockup that allows CLG to secure all 3 kills.
So Ryu with the smite, gonna force an ult out. Here comes the TP, but the ult from Darshan, gonna line them all up. He gets a 3-man knockup, and CLG wipes that team.
The sub above difference is legendary. With Jersey Mike's, throwing an unforgettable party is easy. Now this is a party. Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.